Hello, love angels. It's your girl Shamika with For God's Glory. Welcome back to Winning Wednesday. So we are back on the 7 proven methods to becoming an effective soul winner. So last week we discussed asking God to give you an evangelistic burden for others. And this week we are going to be discussing how to live a consistent Christian life before these people. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world." In heaven, Matthew 5:14-16. We must live obedient lives of integrity and authentic faith. We must love when others hate and forgive when others harbor grudges. We must remain trusting when others panic and be honest when all around us are cooking the books. Not that we're going to be perfect, only Christ was sinless, but we must have a growing, maturing Christian life that others recognize and respect. All right, so I think it's just amazing how on time God is. As if you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I've been dealing with something recently. God's been pushing me through, but you know, I've learned that things are just not always going to be perfect. You're going to have some days that aren't so great. I don't like to say bad days. I've taken that out of my vocabulary. Years ago, there was a song by Kurt Carr. I can't remember the full name, but it was on the lines of, "No day is a bad day because you woke up on the other side of the grave." So I definitely try to choose my words wisely. Okay, so we can actually just go through this line by line. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Well, that's the scripture. We must live obedient lives of integrity and authentic faith. I think the word that sticks out to me in that sentence is authentic faith, because earlier this week I did a video on faith and deeds and how faith without works is dead. And this pretty much correlates with that. We need to have authentic faith. We can't say we have faith and we're not acting on that faith. And earlier today I was thinking of switching my topic, but I can actually incorporate it. We are all winners. You know, I'm winning because, well, I'm using myself as an example right now, but I'm winning because I got up this morning despite what I was feeling, despite what the devil was saying to me. You know, I'm stepping on fear, walking on faith, stepping out in faith, and just really trusting God to do what He said He's going to do. And that's big because, as I mentioned before, it's easy to just stay in bed and just say, I'm over it, I'm done, I don't feel like doing anything. And don't get me wrong, I was there. But I said, no, life goes on. You have to continue to move and push forward. There's a bigger blessing behind this storm. You know, I was thinking about it earlier today, like when it's a real heavy, like thunderstorm. And I feel like that was where I was, if I'm going to be honest, a few days ago. And I feel like now it's drizzling. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for that. Yeah, so, you know, after it drizzles, then it disappears, clouds separate, sun comes out. Makes me think of that song by Mary Mary. In the morning, you'll be alright. In the morning, the sun's gonna shine. In the morning, no clouds in your sky. When it's dark in your life, just wait for the daylight. Yes, and she actually plays that in her wake up mornings, whatever. Kit Campbell. If you guys don't listen to it, make sure you check it out. But yeah, you know, that's something that I definitely, ever since I heard that song, I always kind of replay it in my mind. Because it's so true. Like, you may be going through something today, but that doesn't mean you're going to go through this tomorrow. And honestly, unfortunately, we are sometimes, I know we try to blame the devil for a lot of things, but sometimes we just get in our own way, you know. We're choosing to stay in that state. And I realized that. And to be honest, there are times when I'm in that state and I know I'm in that state and I know I'm causing it and I need to get out of it, but you know, we just don't want to. We're like, I just want to sulk. And it's okay to have those days, but don't stay there. Don't get stuck. Oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Do not get stuck. And my stuck days are over. It also, something that I heard this morning, which was awesome, was I was actually listening to a TD Jakes YouTube about emotional turmoil, and how you may go through the trial or the struggle, but you're going to get out of it faster with your activated faith. And I'm paraphrasing that, but it's true. Like, in regards to relationship, when you are dealing with someone, and let's say it's been for a long span of time, like 2-3 years, they say if you've been with someone for 2-3 years, it's probably going to take a year or so to get over it. But I'm like, especially in my current situation, I was like, I am not taking that long to get, nope. My faith in Jesus is too big, and God is too big for that issue. So God's going to handle it, and I have faith that he's going to handle it, and I have complete trust that he's going to handle it. So I can get out of this. It's up to me, how quick I want to get out of this. So I really try not to think about, sometimes articles and just what people think just based on, past history. Like, that's just how it is for everybody. For instance, when my dad passed, everyone said, oh, it hasn't hit you yet, because they were waiting for me to break down crying. And I'm like, I know where my dad is. He's not lost. He's at peace. So that kept me at peace. Now, not everyone can handle, losing someone the same way. And not to say I handled it better or worse than anyone else. I handled it the way I handled it, So, okay. I'm going off tangent a little bit. Let's see. We must love when others hate and forgive when others harbor grudges. Now, that's a big one. Even when you say you forgive someone, you have to really dig deep and make sure, are you really forgiving? And one thing I have learned that you can do is, like, you fake it till you make it. So even if you don't feel there yet, just keep saying it, and eventually that would hopefully get to your heart, and you will start to truly forgive. Because as most of us know, when we don't forgive, we're just blocking our own blessings. We're just hurting ourselves, So just really try and forgive. We must remain trusting when others panic, and be honest when all around us are cooking the books. Now, I can say for me, the other day, I was having a little mini panic moment because of a decision I had to make. And, I think I felt that way because I knew what I was doing was right. And it was like, you're actually really doing this. You're really... In that moment, I was really putting my faith and trust in God, and not just saying it, because I could have just continued to let the situation linger and keep going. And I said, nope, I'm stopping this right now. I want what God has for me. I posted it up yesterday. If you check my Facebook and my Instagram, what God has for you is for you. And I want what God has for me. So I need to do whatever I got to do. I was thinking to myself. I said talking. I was like, Shamika, get over it. Sometimes we just got to say, like snap out of it, get over it, get over yourself, get out of your way, let God have his way, and just live your life. Like, life is too short. You all hear what's been going on in the news just yesterday, for instance, and it really, really, really puts things into perspective, especially when you are going through an emotional time and you feel like the world's about to end type of situation, and you hear something that happened like yesterday with the terrorist attack, and then it's like what you were focusing and worrying about doesn't even matter. It wasn't even that serious, to begin with. It may have been serious to you in that moment, but when you look at the bigger picture, and not that we're going to be perfect, only Christ was sinless, but we must have a growing, maturing Christian life that others recognize and respect. Something I've been learning: when you know better, you do better. We're all still growing, we're all still learning. Now, I'll be honest, I kind of knew better and then didn't do better in a certain situation. But one thing I'm learning too is not to beat myself up, because I was doing that for a while too. It's like I make a mistake and it's like, oh, you already made that mistake, you might as well just continue doing what you're doing. It's like, no. Just like Aaliyah used to sing, dust yourself off and try again. That's all you have to do. Even the other day, I was talking to someone about fasting, and they said even, like when you have to make sure you're fasting for the right reasons. You're not just fasting, for maybe weight loss purposes. Like, you're fasting because you're denying your flesh, tapping into your spirit, and focusing and putting your attention more on God. So if you happen to eat something, all you have to do is just start over and just stay in the Word. Don't feel like, oh, I ate, whatever, I might as well just continue doing what I was doing, So hopefully that encourages you all. I must say, I just encourage myself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the words and you will be healed. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Love angels, wow. The way God just took over this entire segment is, I'm in awe, I have to say. A lot of what I spoke, I have to admit, wasn't me. God literally led that conversation. And just, when you, God can't heal what you don't reveal. And I'm definitely in that season of revealing, so that God can truly heal me and really dealing with some things that I just brushed under the rug. So I encourage you all. I pray, to do the same. And I pray that today's message truly blessed you as it has with me. Love you all. And I'll see you tomorrow. Special Tasty Thursday episode. All right. Love you. God bless.